Good morning. I really need to excuse, first of all, I apologise for the continuous noise of traffic that seems to be going on here this morning. I purposely came online early to get my videos done because I've got a really exciting day planned myself today, and instead I find that there's just traffic everywhere. Totally unusual on a very quiet little country road where I live, but never mind, that's not what you popped on here to find out about. What you wanted to learn about was the writing process. Yes, we have videos, and if you look through my videos or anybody else, there are tons of videos about how to plot your novel, how to pants your novel, how to outline your novel, and all those things that you do before you write. Then there's another sheer ton of videos about how you have to get your novel edited, how to create covers, how to get your book prepared for self-publishing, how to market your book when it's done. But there's a glaring gap in the middle, and it's called writing the book. And I think the reason why there's so little information about it, is because one size fits all. It's not as though you can have all these check boxes and that's going to make your writing process any easier. And two, the writing process is unique to everybody. So what might work for me might not necessarily work for you or for your author friend or for whatever else. We all write in different ways. So I think the thing is we need to look at some common things that happen that are common to all of us who write books. And they are the soggy middle, of course. Now, I did do a video somewhere. I did do a video on the soggy middle. Now, the soggy middle is the situation where you get really excited about your book and you write your opening chapters and you've got your wonderful climatic scenes already at the end, but it's that gap in the middle. And the thing is you don't want a saggy middle. You actually want prose that will keep your readers reading till they get to your climatic scene, because otherwise that climatic scene was a waste of time. So it's finding ways to introduce subplots and get to learn more about your characters and things like that in that middle section of the book so that your reader keeps reading. But how do you keep writing? One of the hardest things about the writing a book itself is that it is such an internal thing. Like nobody can come along and help us do it, unless you're paying a ghostwriter, in which case you're not writing the book, someone else is. But you need to, you've got to be your own discipline. You've got to be your own motivation. You've got to be the one that gives yourself those pep talks to keep you going. And I found that one of the key ways that can help with that is by having a routine. Now, I've also talked at length about, trying to carve out those small amounts of time. My goal this year was to try and show you that you could actually write a book in a year by just writing 100 words a day, which you can do. But it's finding those times to write those 100 words a day or those 1,000 words a day or whatever it is that you've decided. For some people, that word count daily thing doesn't work. It becomes a pressure. Because if you tell yourself you're going to write 1,000 words in a day, and then for whatever reason you don't do it, you've got a sick kid, a commitment's come up, you've had to work late, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what the reason is. If you don't get those 1,000 words done, then on the next day, you're thinking you've got to do 2,000. And you can see how very quickly, by the end of a week, if you've had a kid sick with the flu or home from school, or your boss has been really demanding about a certain project or something, and you reach a week and you work out your 500 or 5,000 words behind on your self-imposed deadlines, you give up, you panic, it becomes overwhelming, and you just think, fuck it, I didn't want to do it anyway. When you know you really did. So how do you get over that? What can you do about that if that happens? me sitting here and telling you, don't be so hard on yourself, is that going to mean anything? Don't be so hard on yourself. Because the wonderful thing about writing a book is that it is a unique process. So long as you carve out some time to do it, so long as you fit it in with what you do, you know, the rest of your days. Some of you lead such busy lives. I'm thinking about my daughter here, who is an author too, but you know, she has so many other things on her plate as well. And I've seen her get overwhelmed, and I've seen her get tired and frustrated and on the verge of giving up. And that would be such a huge shame if she did, because she's got such fantastic stories to tell. And so do you. And I suppose that's why I'm making this video. I can't really offer concrete advice because the writing process is unique to all of us. But I would want to tell you to keep going. I would want to tell you that, okay, if you can't write for a week, then you haven't written for a week. Let it go, move on, don't worry about it. Just start afresh when you can, when your little one goes back to school or your boss stops being an asshole. You know, you just go back and you just keep going. You snatch these little moments when you can. You celebrate the words you write rather than feeling guilty about the words you haven't. Okay, because as you can see, they are two different mindsets. So when it comes to writing your book, every word you write is a step in the right direction. Ignore the words you didn't write because they didn't happen. So why are you fretting about the things that never happened? Just keep going. Introduce new plot points if you get in the middle of your book and you don't know where to go next. Pull out a gun and shoot somebody. In the book, in the story. It's a metaphorical thing. Just do something totally random in your story to inject incitement in it for both you and your reader. But more importantly, keep going. Because you can watch 100 videos on how to plot and outline and all that sort of carry on before you write a book. And you can watch another 100 videos afterwards about how to do your cover and self-publish and market and edit and all those other things. But actually the whole core of your new author business is writing that book in the first place. So celebrate the words you have, ignore the words you haven't, and just keep writing, my friends. If you have any questions or anything else specific that you'd like my help with, please drop it in the comments below. If somehow or other I've been helpful, please hit the like button. And if you do want to learn more about the writing and self-publishing marketing processes of a book business, then please hit the subscribe button. I am celebrating my 10-year publiversary today. So for 10 years, my stories have supported me financially. They have allowed me to create a life where I am in control of my finances, my time, and not only that, but it has brought into my life a whole stream of readers who really enjoy my weird and wacky mind and the stories I create. And they are the blessing. They are the icing on the cake. And they are waiting for your book too. But you just need to get it written, my friends. Hug the ones you love. And until the next video, we'll see you then. Bye. Keep writing.